It is time to perfect your personal brand, and I think you're ready. 5 strategies that I'm sharing today. Insights from me, a personal branding expert with 12 years in the biz. So let's jump right in, shall we? I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I promise practical advice to build your brand, your personal brand. Today, if I had to distill down my own brand or my own reputation into a single keyword, it would be that, personal branding. It's the focus of what we are talking about today, and it's what I've spent over a decade doing. So I'm glad you're here. By the way, nowadays, everyone has a personal brand. If someone is typing your name into Google, they are trying to get some information on you, and it is your responsibility nowadays to make sure that what they find creates a strong first impression. Actually, let's start there. That's exactly where I want to start. And even before we Google our own name, let's first Google personal branding and what that means right now. This term in itself is kind of confusing to navigate because people define it in all different ways. But I like this one up top. Branding yourself means aligning your online persona and your real life one. That is actually a really good definition. That's very close to how I define this, really achieving consistency between the in-person experience and the online version of you. It's really that simple. Branding is an art and a science, and it comes down to really just achieving consistency. An art and a science branding is, let me show you how to take inventory of your brand right now so that we can ideally make it even better. Easing into things, I think the first strategy here is really just knowing what comes up when people Google you. And it's not gonna be people in this instance, it's gonna be you. In this case, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna type my name into Google, and before I push enter, I wanna take inventory of what comes up first. Not all of these autofill results are gonna necessarily be connected or related to me, but it's just a good idea, as in this first tip or strategy, to start to take inventory of you online. I talk a lot about branding and achieving consistency between the in-person experience and the online version. That's what we're doing now. You probably have a good sense of how you show up in real life, but how do you show up digitally? Obviously, the results you're gonna get is gonna be a little bit different based on where you are in the world. Geography, it's gonna be based on who's searching. Of course, I'm logged into my Google account here. That's going to skew or impact what I see. But again, for starters, we want to just start here, okay? Type in your name. Let's first, before we click enter, look at what comes up. Phil Pallen YouTube, Phil Pallen Instagram. These are not relevant to me, but these certainly are. So it's good to know what is being suggested here by Google if someone is looking for my name. This is what they might be after. Let's click enter. Excellent. So here is the first page of Google. I am liking how this is looking. So first thing we see is my website. That is good. My website is built on Squarespace. That doesn't really matter. It could be WordPress, could be Weebly, could be another site. If you want to build a website quickly, I would recommend Durable. That's an AI website builder. But for me, I've been building my website on Squarespace, and regardless of website platform, take the 2 extra seconds that it takes to get set up on Google Search Console. By registering your website over there, that tells Google what to show here. These are popular pages being served up on my website. I'll link to Google Search Console in the description below, but let's just keep this high level. What's coming up? Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and then a few other links that are related to my speaking career, my courses, my books published on Amazon and Audible, and you get the picture. I want you to Google your name at least once a month. Just get a feel for what it is that people are gonna see when they type your name into Google. Branding is really a science and an art. The science is the process that we're following today to take inventory, positioning your brand, building something to show for it, and promoting. It's an art when we start to talk about the creative elements. It's an art when we start to talk about the creative elements, like a good logo or brand colors or typography. Okay, now you know, if you've been here before, that I love recommending tools and tactics to get the job done. That's what we're gonna discuss next. A few of my favorites that might just become your favorites as well. Now on this channel, I'm always recommending tools, so I'll do so today from the lens of branding. ChatGPT definitely has to be up there as one of my favorites right now. I also love, more recently, the ability to attach an image to your ChatGPT search so you can search something. Don't overthink this. Something as simple for this video, I might say, act as a brand strategist. Recommend a handful of useful online tools, free or paid, that someone could use to position, build, or promote their personal brand. Act as a brand strategist, recommend a handful of useful online tools, could be free or paid, that someone could use to position, build, or promote their personal brand. Now, in addition to using ChatGPT, I also like the plugin Web ChatGPT, which allows me to toggle this on and give web access to my search. making sure that my search results are up to date and not just limited to what exists in ChatGPT. Now, the truth is, my prompt for this video was kind of generic, so these are not the best recommendations, but it's a quick example to show you what you can type in here and what you can improve with your own searches. I don't know anything about logo.com. I definitely use Asana for task management. I agree that having a blog for content creation is crucial. That's a bit generic. Never used Spiffy. I've definitely used Evernote. I'm going to show you a tool I like better shortly. And for email marketing, I use ConvertKit. Let's keep going. Anything visual, I use Adobe Express. I am a proud Adobe Express ambassador. They are not sponsoring this video. I'm just mentioning it because it's a platform that I really love. I know I talk a lot about it on this platform, but that's because there's so much you can do in here. Blog graphics, blog headers. I mean, look at this giant list of things that you can create. So essentially I say anything that's visual, I come straight to Adobe Express for this, mostly because I love how it syncs with my existing files in platforms like Illustrator and Photoshop. Other Adobe tools that I'm already using. So if I click over here to brands, I also love that I can have everything set up for me or for my clients. This is an example of a client of mine that has her logos, her colors, her fonts, and even graphic files ready to use in any kind of template or design that she's creating. If I hop over here to a design that I'm working on, when I select your stuff here, you'll see files that are saved in my libraries, so Photoshop, Illustrator, Express, and others for quick and easy access. That is why I love Adobe Express, among many other reasons. Let's keep going. I absolutely love Google's suite of tools, including Google Docs. If you've ever wondered how I organize my YouTube videos, this is it. I put all of my YouTube video scripts into one document per year with a little legend at the top, and here I can click down to whatever video I am working on. So for example, right now I am recording this video. I can jump to that script and the way that I organize this video so that my editor knows exactly what I'm expecting. Google Docs is awesome for collaboration. It's a platform that I love. It's a platform with basic formatting. It's a platform with basic formatting features, but I absolutely love them. I've really gotten used to and comfortable with this platform. Moving right along, I promise you something better than Evernote. That for me is called Dropmark. And here, this is where I save all of my ideas. This is sometimes called clip and save. Literally anything that I see that I think I might want to reference later, copy social adventure, even when I'm planning my travels, speaking engagements, photos, brand identity, websites, content examples, things that fuel my courses, other projects I'm working on, all of it goes in here. And that's called Dropmark. The last one I want to show you today is a visual search engine that I think is highly underrated. That is Pinterest. Anything visual, this is usually my first stop. So for example, font pairings. Let's say you're trying to decide what fonts to use for your brand. Have a look at all of these amazing font pairings that are decided for you. You can just literally scroll through all of these options until you find something that you like. Again, much more visual than a platform like Google. So I always find myself getting lots of inspiration on Pinterest. Okay, the next strategy involves being specific. When you try to appeal to everyone, you effectively appeal to no one. Even if you've heard that before, it's a good reminder. Every single one of my superstar clients speaks to their audience with specificity. And if you don't feel like you have that kind of clarity, download this freebie from my website, 6 simple questions to help you identify your target market and get delightfully specific. And now for my final tactic or strategy today. I saved this one last because it might just be my favorite. I think we all need the reminder once in a while that this is a marathon, not a sprint. It's so easy to start comparing your brand to other established personal brands and creators, but remember, you're only seeing their highlight reel, the wins, and not the valleys, where people experience lows. There's also a good chance that the people you're comparing yourself have been at it for far longer. So think of your career in this exercise of brand building as a marathon. Focus, instead of completing the entire race, on completing each mile, or even more granular, each step. It's a good reminder. There you go. 5 strategies to perfect your personal brand. By the way, I think perfection is less about reaching it and more about the journey of wanting you to become better. Don't actually think about arriving at this idea of perfection. Worry about every day carving at least 5 minutes a day into your schedule to focus on you, building the brand of you. And I promise, this will pay off. I've linked to some useful stuff related to what we covered today. Go ahead and check that out in the description. If you've got any other lingering questions, comment below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. Respond to those personally. And if you enjoy this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand next. I'm sharing a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching those. Coming up next.